The New York Rangers are on quite the hot streak, but at what cost did today's win come? And well, welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm WickerMedia. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. So just to let you know a couple quick things, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. We go live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. for the Wednesday night live show. Always a whole lot of fun. And also channel memberships are available as well for $99 a month. Please check that out if you're interested. I appreciate everybody's support. So let's talk a little NHL. It was a St. Paddy's Day matinee at Madison Square Garden today. It was the Rangers, it was the Islanders, and the Rangers would come away with the 5-2 victory. And going into this game, this was the Rangers' sixth game in 9 days. They're coming off a back-to-back playing Pittsburgh the day before. I was really worried about their energy as this game went on, but I felt they really kept it very, very well despite losing a key player to injury. More on that later. But the Islanders were also in a back-to-back spot, and I definitely didn't feel there was a lack of energy from either side. It was just that the Rangers are the better team, the more talented team. It really was that simple. But the Islanders would draw first blood. It was a 4-on-4, and the Rangers would get the power play. It's a 5-on-4, but they have the puck in their own zone, and Erik Gustafsson, the Rangers defenseman, turns it over in his own zone. Brock Nelson takes the puck over from the corner, passes it to the middle of the ice to bohorvat. One-timer, goal. Islanders take a 1-0 lead. Before that, though, I do want to give some credit to Jimmy Vesey with a sliding breakup of a 2-on-1 that the Islanders had. That was very impressive, but not long after that, the Isles take that 1-0 lead. Now, going into the second period, it's important to notice that the Islanders have given up 90 second period goals this year. That is the most in the NHL. Sure enough, 27 seconds into the second period. This goal was not too different than the first one of the game, except the Rangers would score it. Jack Roslovic, the newest Ranger, takes over an errant pass from the corner to Ilyasorokin's left, throws the pass into the slot, and Mikazibanejad, or Mikazibanejad, with the full face shield going on, with a bunch of stitches inside his lip. Right now he's Mikazibanejad. Fires it home on a beautiful one-timer, his 27th goal of the season, and the Rangers tied the game at 1. Now, right after that, the Islanders did put some pressure on igorshesterkin. Both Anders Lee and jppageau had chances to get the lead back. There was even a big rebound that Shesterkin gave up, but he kept the puck out of the net. And the Rangers have been notorious for allowing goals right after they score a goal. So at that point, I got to tell you, even at a 1-1 game, I felt very optimistic. And then the second period goes on. It was a very fast-paced play game. The transitions were very fast. Both teams had some odd man rushes, but no one was able to take advantage again until midway through the second. Adam Fox with a nice backward spin-around pass in his own zone to Ryanlindgren. Lindgren then sends a gutsy pass, basically a two-line pass right through the middle of the ice. It goes right to willcuylle. Cuylle has a step on the Isles defense. It was a quick snapshot, beats Sorokin glove side right above the left goalie pad. It's his 12th goal of the year, and the Rangers have a 2-1 lead. And then with 6:05 to go, the Islanders would come back. Bohorvat, how good of a game did he have? Wins the faceoff in the Rangers zone. The puck goes around the boards, works its way out to the point. The shot comes in, and Barclay Goodrow, Goodrow gets a lot of flack from Rangers fans. A lot of it is because he has such a long contract, but he is all over Horvat. He is basically tying him up. He's doing everything you could do to defend a player who's in front of the net without taking a penalty. Somehow Horvat, with his stick between Goodrow's legs and facing basically parallel, like if the goalie is here, Horvat is facing this way. I mean, there was no reason he should have been able to score that goal, but he did. He got the shot off and beat Shesterkin, and credit to Horvat. 11 points in 8 games for him, and it's 2-2. 1 minute later, the Rangers come right back. They skate into the Isles zone, and Alex Wennberg tries a pass to the front of the net. It ricochets away from the net over to the right of Ilyasorokin, and it's away from pretty much everybody on the ice except for Kandremiller, who has a clear lane to the net. He one times a slap shot from the left face-off circle. Jonnybrodzinski's in front of the net. He tips it home. It goes past Sorokin for the game-winning goal right under the left arm. It's 3-2. And I got to tell you, I felt good for Brodzinski. You know, he had a really, really rough game on Thursday against the Tampa Bay Lightning. I was reading, you know, the very rational Ranger fans on social media talking about how this guy had to go back to Hartford. He's a career AHLer. He should have never gotten a contract. Yeah, he had a lousy game with turnovers. Okay, it happens from time to time, but he played very well in this game and scored the game-winning goal. But the Ranger fans really didn't have a chance to celebrate the goal because 40 seconds later, Ryanlindgren, the cyborg, goes down. He collides with jppageau against the boards. You know, as much as I can't stand jppageau for what he did to the Rangers in that series against Ottawa all those years ago, I can't blame Pageau for anything here. It didn't look like a terrible collision. You know, Lindgren, it looks like it was his left leg. It didn't bend at a very awkward angle. There was nothing super weird about it, but he did not put any weight on his foot skating off the ice. It looks serious, but again, it's Ryanlindgren. Now, we know we're not going to get any kind of a diagnosis aside from a lower body injury because, you know, we know how the NHL is with injuries. They basically, they're like the CIA when it comes to this stuff. But you know what? Ryanlindgren is like John Cena. He heals faster than anybody's business, but you figure he will miss some time. And now that trade that Chris Drury made to get Chad Ruedel, the defenseman from the Penguins, is going to pay dividends because you have to figure he will be stepping into action on Tuesday night. So a much-needed trade. So you have Jacob Trouba out, you have Ryanlindgren out, you need some defensive defensemen, and hopefully Ruedel can provide that. But on to the third period, 2.5 minutes in, the Rangers just control possession. They had the puck in the Islander zone for about 45 seconds. Eventually, there's a battle along the boards for the puck. Kaapokakko takes it, skates right out into basically the inside of the face-off circle, blasts a wrister home for a 4-2 lead. It was these quick shots that Ilyasorokin had problems with all afternoon long. It was one-timers. You know, these weren't like scrambles in front of the net. These were just clean shots that he was not stopping. So if you're an Islander fan, you have to be a little bit worried about that, I think. And then midway through the third, it would be the final goal of the game. Artemi Panarin has the puck behind the net. He feeds alexislafreniere, beats Sorokin clean. You know, it was another one-timer goal. We saw a lot of those today. But Lafreniere with his 19th goal of the season, and it would be a 5-2 Rangers final. So we look at the Rangers right now. The stretch of 6 games in 9 days is over. They won 5 of those games against some very, very good teams, against some rival teams in the Devils and the Islanders. They beat the Hurricanes along the way. They beat the Penguins as well. You know, what I like about this team so much and why I have confidence, they can win in so many ways. Their goalie can steal a game, whether it's Shesterkin or whether it's Jonathan Quick. They can get these big sudden bursts of scoring and score, 3 goals in a couple of minutes. They can have the defense dominate. They can shut you down if they need to. Note the way they played against Carolina. Now, that's going to be a little bit harder to do because they're going to be down both Lindgren and Trouba for the foreseeable future, but they can come from behind. They can get scoring from pretty much any line on the team right now. I think about the Henrik Lundqvist days. And so many of those Ranger teams were counting on one player to provide the offense, whether it was Jaromir Jagr, whether it was Rick Nash, whether it was Marian Gaborik, or it might have been about one line. It isn't that way right now. This is a very deep team when it comes to scoring ability when you look at 1 through 4. Even the teams that went to the finals, even the Rangers that went to the finals back in 2014, it was really more about size and grit. With guys like of that era, Brian Boyle, Brandon Prost, Colton Orr, Ryan Holweg, Dominic Moore, those types of guys. Okay, but this is a very versatile team that can win many ways, and when you're facing all different kinds of opponents, you have to be able to match them. So that's one reason I feel very optimistic. Rangers are 16-3-1 in their last 20 games. As of this recording, there are 14 games to go. They are 6 points up on Carolina for the Metro Division title. Carolina has a game tonight on the road against the lousy Senators. By the time you're watching this, that game is either in progress or over. But I really have to wonder about this. Is it better with this ridiculous playoff format the NHL has? Is it better for the Rangers to actually finish second and face the Flyers or the Islanders in the first round as opposed to finishing first when there's a very good chance their first round opponent might be the Tampa Bay Lightning or maybe even the Toronto Maple Leafs? But right now it would be Tampa Bay. Now, of course you play to win the game. We know how that goes. But who needs to see Tampa Bay in the first round? All right, so the Rangers still have some tough opponents coming in. Winnipeg on Tuesday night, they go to Boston Thursday night, and then the powerhouse Panthers. The Florida Panthers come to MSG on Saturday. Not going to be an easy week for the Rangers. And then, of course, we'll find out what happens with Ryanlindgren, but count on him being out for a little while. Now, as far as the Islanders go, I do want to mention this. You know, they had won 6 straight games, and they put themselves right back into playoff contention. Now they have lost 4 straight games. Going into the season, I'm speaking objectively, I did not think the Islanders were a playoff team. Right now, it's very much a toss-up. There's like a 45 to 50% chance they're going to make it. They're 4th in the division right now. I think that's more on some other Metro teams taking steps back, especially Pittsburgh, New Jersey. And as far as the wildcard standings go, they are 1 point behind Detroit for the last wildcard spot, but they're also tied with the Washington Capitals. But the thing is that the Islanders have just left so many points on the table. They've blown leads. We've talked over and over on this channel about the overtime losses, the shootout losses. You know, I don't know if Patrick Waugh is the man for the job. This team had the same problem under Lane Lambert. I think it's more on loulamoriello and the talent that he's brought in. He needs to make some major upgrades to this roster for next season. You know, the Islanders really didn't do anything of significance at the trade deadline, and I feel that they needed to. It's like they're right in purgatory where they don't know if they can contend or if they should, you know, if they're a bad team that should be selling pieces off. So, yeah, the Islanders need an identity, and to me, that is what they're lacking right now. Now, they're hosting Carolina on Tuesday. Let's see how they do in that game. All right, well, those are my thoughts on the Rangers-Islanders game. If you have any thoughts or any questions, any comments, put them right down there in the comments. I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.